No one knows better than educators that as the year moves on, the more hats the teacher has to wear. Whether it's content developer, homework help, and more, a teacher wears numerous hats throughout each day. This time of year, with the weather getting cooler, there are more holidays for students to get excited about and for teachers to develop lesson plans around. One hat teachers wear at this time is to find short, fun activities to fill space between assemblies and other activities. This hat can be very fun if we apply Google to the classroom. Let's put 3 minutes on the clock and let's explore Googly activities that we can use for extensions or creative activities with students. Let's get Googly. Our first stop is Google Arts and Culture, a massive website of hundreds of museums from around the world contributing to one central location. One of my favorite locations for extension activities for students is the Play tab. You'll find dozens of activities and hundreds of tours that students can go on. Just make sure to check your content, make sure it's grade appropriate. 3 of my favorites, though, teach music through Blob Opera, which if you've never seen, allows students to create an opera using blobs. Teaches them all the different parts. Or perhaps you want students to play a puzzle using NASA, and they can do different levels and styles, as well as work with others through multiplayer. Perhaps my favorite, the recent edition of The Descent of the Serpent, a Zelda-like game that teaches students about the world of Central America hundreds of years ago. Google Arts and Culture is a great resource for building, developing, and sharing all sorts of extension activities with students of all levels. Our second extension activity comes from Google Sheets extraordinaire, Ben Collins. If you don't follow Ben Collins' work, he explores everything Google data, analytics, and development. It's incredible work, but he has a fun streak for our students as well. In a recent post, he developed an Etch-a-Sketch in Google Sheets. Yes, a working Etch-a-Sketch in Google Sheets. If you're a Google Sheets expert like Ben Collins, you can scroll through. He'll teach you exactly how to make one from scratch using all the different formulas and all the different parts of the sheet. But if you're more like me, not a complete Google Sheets expert, you can scroll all the way to the very bottom of the post, and he has very nicely given us a template that we can make a copy of. Once you make a copy, it follows these very simple principles down here at the bottom of left, right, up, and down, and you just use those buttons to draw your Etch-a-Sketch drawing. It's a very fun, simple way to get students doing art and creating things in the classroom using a very simple Google Sheets project. Our last extension activity today comes from a bona fide Google expert, Eric Kurtz, and his blog Control Alt Achieve. Eric has hundreds of posts about every Google tool, but particularly I love this post about Jamboard for teaching and learning. Jamboard is a lesser known tool in the Google suite, but very, very interesting and engaging for students to use across the board in our classrooms. As you scroll through this post, which will be linked in our notes below, you'll find out how to use Jamboard in your classroom, but at the very bottom of the page, you'll find links to other posts about Jamboard, including a collection of 1,500 templates from TCA. Perhaps my favorite, though, is the Scratch Off Rainbow template. If you click on that blog, he has a dozen templates in Jamboard that allow students to scratch off paint in the Jamboard to create really interesting effects on the Jamboard. To show you what I mean, here's a copy of one of the templates. He has instructions on how to use it on the first page, and then on the second page, if you just click on your eraser, you can go ahead and start drawing. Really fun activity for students of all ages and a great extension activity for our classes. Whether you're exploring outer space with NASA through a puzzle party, developing a brand new amazing piece of rainbow art with Eric Kurtz, or designing a masterpiece on a digital Etch-a-Sketch with Ben Collins, there are so many tools through Google available to us as teachers to develop great extension activities for our students. Whatever hat you're wearing this year, jump in, share some things with your class, and get Googly to explore some great extension activities. We'll see you next time on Get Googly.